41. How does isolating the word uprise in line 7 affect the meaning of the poem? Yeah, this is interesting. Notice it's capitalized as well. So if we go back to the poem, the last line of the first stanza says, "The mountains from the great plateau uprise." Now, if I were writing that today in just normal English, I would probably say the mountains rise up from the great plateau. But that's not as interesting as this. We're separating it out into a different line and capitalizing it. So it's almost emphasizing the mountains are rising up. They're contrasting these mountains to the great plateau. A plateau is a flat area of land. And apparently it itself is great, but the mountains are rising up from that. So it's emphasizing that contrast. So let's see what answer might reflect that idea. A, it creates a contrast, yeah, that's pretty good, between the Great Plateau and the city buildings. No, that's wrong. Great Plateau and city buildings? It's between the mountains and the Great Plateau. So be careful. Make sure you get your elements that are being contrasted correct. B, it reveals the similarity between the tall buildings. Well, okay, it's contrasting. That's not similarity. That's a comparison. So I'm pretty sure B is going to be incorrect. Between the tall buildings in the city and the tall mountains on the horizon. Again, it's not between the city and the mountains. Those are the wrong things being compared, or contrasted, as I should say correctly in this case. C, it creates a vision of the region before people developed the land. Okay, I mean, that sort of sounds wishy-washy, could be an answer, but no, it's not, because nothing here talks about time and what happened before people or developed anything or not. That's not the right idea. It's not about people. This is about mountains, this section. So D, it emphasizes that the mountains dominate the landscape. Yes, the mountains are rising above the landscape. So another way to say that conceptually would be they dominate the landscape. That's the right idea. So D is the correct answer. It's the correct comparison between the mountains and the landscape, which is another word for plateau. And the contrast is the mountains dominate.